violent. They don't get violent because they're all hurt and they're victims. They get violent because they use violence to seek social status. And so even in that situation, it's not, oh, the poor, poor. It's no wonder they're criminal because they need bread. It's like, sorry, buddy, that's not how it works. The hungry women feeding their children don't become criminals. The extraordinarily ambitious young men who feel it's unfair that their pathway to success become violent. And that's 100% well documented, and generally by radically left-leaning scholars.
Sure,
So,
I don't disagree with any of that. Wealth inequality in areas is a much better predictor of crime than poverty, than absolute
right, but
poverty.
it's a very specific form of crime. It's status-seeking crime by young men. Right? Well, but that shows you what the underlying motive is. It's not even redress of the economic inequality. It's actually the men striving to become sexually attractive by gaining position in the dominance hierarchy.
Well, I think you have to be really careful with that assessment, though, because you can say that it's not economically. It's not seeking economic.
Why do you have to be careful? The biggest predictor of male.
Well, because we're assuming that people that commit crime in these types of circumstances are status seeking and not trying to seek economic remedy. But
That's
it might
exactly what we're assuming.
But it might be the case, for instance, that in economically prosperous areas, that the men there aren't actually seeking economic prosperity. They're also just trying to elevate status, but they do it through economic prosperity. It's potential, right?
They do it.
I kind of agree with Destiny right there. The people who commit crime, now I'm not even talking about psychopaths, right? The people who just commit crime, let's say somebody doesn't have $1, doesn't have his bills paid, especially from the country where I come from. People don't have jobs, so they are forced to commit crime. Now, obviously, they have a choice to keep looking, but if somebody didn't go to school, doesn't have any skill set, at some point, if they try this and that and it all fails, but they have kids and they have rent, they need food, they will be forced to commit crime, right? At some point. That's human nature, right? So once they commit crime, at that point, they need the food, they need the money, whatever they would, in this case, maybe robbery, stealing or something, right? In that case, they need something to feed themselves, to feed their kids, to feed their family, right? But I think what Jordan Peterson means is the status comes into the fact that you have the means to provide. Just having the means to provide is status in itself, right? So I think they're kind of saying the same thing. Yeah, sure, you're committing crime to get the economic means to provide, but when you get economic means to provide, or if you have economic means to provide, it gives you status, right? Whether it's the income bracket where you fall, whether you're above the poverty line, whether you're in the top 1%, you have the means, but the means also give you the status, right? All right, just a few more minutes.
They do it with a longer term vision in mind. Sure, they're trying to elevate. I wouldn't disagree with that in the least.
Sure.
But they do it with a much longer time horizon in mind. And we know this partly because there have been detailed studies of gang members, for example, in Chicago, who are trying to ratchet themselves up the economic ladder, but they do it with a short-term orientation. Most of them think they're going to be dead by their early 20s.
Sure.
So they're trying to maximize short-term gain. So it has nothing to do with the redress of economic inequality, except in the most fundamental sense. And it is status-driven because they're looking for comparative status.
Sure, I understand what you're saying. I don't think any human being has baked in a desire to seek economic prosperity. I think that that's like a third order thing that we look for. And fundamentally, it's probably more like safety, security for ourselves, and then status seeking for other things.
I think that changes when you have children.
No, well, I mean, the safety.
Yeah, that's what I said. If somebody has kids and they want to feed themselves and they want to feed the kids, then the economic aspect comes into why they committed the crime. But I think status comes after the economic incentive has been fulfilled. But I think what Jordan Peterson is talking about, he's talking about would work in a situation where maybe the drug dealers, like they just want to be the biggest, right? They know the money is going to come with it if they sell drugs, but the status that I'm the biggest drug dealer, oh, this is my territory, oh, this is my street, right? That is what they're looking for, and they want to be feared because they know the money is going to come with it, right? So I think different people commit crime for different reasons. So this is what I can take away from this segment. Jordan Peterson is saying the status, right? Destiny is saying it's more about the economic incentive that comes first. I think, in my opinion, they're both right. All right, so I'm not going to finish this video. If you guys want, I'll link down below the full video. You guys can continue watching it. This was such a great debate because I'm watching Jordan Peterson. I'm trying to listen to understand him, and then I'm watching how Destiny debates, and like he usually does. So it was so interesting to watch. Comment down below what you guys think. Who won the debate for you? What did you learn? Peace.